my good friend and business partner, Doc, going to share with. I don't even know what he's going to share with us today. This is a surprise. So he's going to share this with us. It's going to be brief, but it's going to be powerful, and then we're going to call it a day. We'll be back here next week. We'll be back on our regular schedule, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to help everybody who brings people here. So we're all going to try to get at least 2 people to come. All right. Eddie said he's going to fill the room.
All right.
Wishful thinking, right?
But that's okay. If you bring one more person, that's filling the room. We love it, man. So, Doc, I'm gonna let you come up here and do what you do for us and help us to get more excited.
Very good. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you. Well, the goal is to not keep you long. I want to just show a few of these slides. I showed it for the first time last week. But I think basic training, networking 101 is really. Have you done network marketing before, Eddie? Have you done network marketing before?
Yes.
To get paid? I mean, we're doing networking all the time. Have you done it to get paid? Right. Right. So everybody needs a little bit of this, all right? And you kind of need it in repetitions, because everybody doesn't get it all at one time. But I'm going to stop when I introduce a video that I really want. It's a 7-minute video, and I'm going to try to rush to get to that because that's what I want to kind of end on that note, because it's going to emphasize to us in this room how many people we're really going to be able to help. How many people we're really going to be able to talk to, which is kind of everybody on the planet. And of course, I won't even spoil it for you, but we're going to get there in just a few minutes. All right. So Infinity Global, this is, everything I do is for the team, even though I kind of, sort of got pushed into kind of helping with this part of it. Mr. McDaniel always says that he doesn't want to fool with computers, so he's just surrounding himself with people that at least can flip one on, and just tell him what his bonus is next month. But going green is really what got the pastor's attention over here, and I know that that's just what we're going to, really be seeing more and more of. So, and we're going to be global, so this kind of, this is not something that I made up. I just borrowed it off the internet. All right? So this is welcome to the 21st century. We go through these because this is kind of the little, again, reality check-in, because we know that these things are happening throughout our existence right now. We don't know why that everything seems to be going left on us, and we need to be going to the right. So everything is becoming less, but we still have hopes that are endless. All right, and of course, our phones are wireless. Nobody looks up anymore. Nobody speaks to anybody anymore. Nobody calls anybody anymore. They want to text you. I mean, there's no conversations happening. Nobody knows how to complete a sentence and punctuate it anymore because it's all texting language and all that. And everything is less, tireless, dressless, all these things. And then, of course, Washington, D.C. is clueless. They cannot fix these problems. These problems are too large, so we've got to be our own participants in this. So how do you cope when many people are living badly, no humans listen, there's nothing but apathy out there, and then this is this is the tete-a-tete, right? This is the no friends left, But this got me because being bold but under control, I get a little bit emotional when I get up and talk with people about this, because you want everybody to see it like you see it, but everybody won't, but you still have to remain optimistic, and going after Moby Dick in a rowboat will be very optimistic. But even Moby Dick had a plan B. He sends Captain Ahab a restraining order. You can't come after me with the harpoon, right? So how is energy created? E equals mc squared. You remember that from your physics class? Energy equals mass times acceleration squared. But we're talking about energy sources that are non-renewable. These are the brown, all coal, fossil fuels, uranium. These, when they're used up, you can't get any more. I call this dino juice. It's fossil fuel. I mean, we're going to run out of dinosaur juice. As sooner than we think. So the renewable energy sources are the wind, water, sunlight, plants, or biomass. This is really where the whole impetus of how we become energy independent. That's going to come from. So green versus brown sources. These are the renewable ones on this side. water, geothermal, wind, and biomass, and then these are the non-renewables on this side. So everybody got that? This is really very key. And when these are produced, a REC is produced, to tally how much of it was produced, all right, versus this. Everything is basically this, and then you're getting I get a bill from TXU, which actually includes a REC, meaning so I'm getting a blended energy electron flow to my house, all right? But if I called TXU and asked them to send me my REC, they would, but guess what they would do? They would increase my bill $20. How much is a REC?
$20.
Right, so you're already paying for a REC because TXU is one of the biggest purchasers of renewable energy certificates in Texas. Right? This you can go to the EPA and get all this information. We're not making it up. I mean, it's all there. But the people just kind of get a little bit stunned by this REC thing. What is a REC? Well, it's not what happens on 635 every morning when you're on your way to work. A REC is a true piece of paper that documents that 1,000 kilowatt hours of green renewable energy has been produced, all right, from some source. You've got other companies that create the energy that then gets put on the grid. All the electrons aren't made equally. Some are made from brown sources, some are made from green, but the REC tallies how many are green. That's the way to explain it if you get to that point where you are just so frustrated that somebody keeps asking you, what's a REC? What's a REC? Or it's just a way to tally how many come off this grid. All right, so everybody sees these things. Now you'll notice some more. It's kind of like if you bought a Volvo, that's all you see is Volvos. Mm-hmm. If you bought a BMW, that's all you see on the road is BMWs. Well, now that you're getting involved with energy, you'll see these things in your environment that you just kind of took for granted. But the green generates revenue. That's why they pay more in a commissionable business like this one. And it improves the reliability of the grid and helps the environment. So the green versus brown electron story is really being skewed more toward green as we progress along. Now, the average household uses the equivalent of about 1 REC. We use about 1,100 a month at our house. So the green comes off of this. That's 1,000 kilowatt hours. That produces this REC, which is the tally for what came off. And then there's your green power. So if you have an all-green electricity contract or non-contract with a company, we'll have no contract plans. We'll have 3-month plans. If you look at Entrust Energy's website, even now, you see that they have some no contract plans. They've got 3-month plans, 6-month plans where you can. There's an early termination fee in there, but green is more expensive because we're building an infrastructure to keep it producing. All right, so it doesn't startle me, but you're not going to have a conversation about rates with anybody if you do this the way we're saying you do it, because you're going to be making far more money than arguing the difference between 11 cents per kilowatt hour versus 10.1. You can't retire off of 1 cent per kilowatt hour. You can't make any money off of that, all right? So your steps to success then is first to get out of your own way. If you don't understand this, because of the protections built into this system, then you'll be taken care of. You got to give this information away to somebody until you understand it. So you're going to earn while you learn it, and just attach yourself to a team that's moving forward. That's all we really have to do. Right? And Sunshine is really going to be, somebody that I'd say is moving forward she's like a freight train with no brakes, right?
That's dangerous.
So you've got to acknowledge this. The past is where you've learned the lesson. We've all been preparing for this opportunity. I said that in the last company, but it lasted 90 days. But I think I mean it this time, all right? The future is where you apply the lesson, and so don't give up in the middle. All right, so this is our 3 choices then in life. You're going to give up, throw in the towel. There was a dentist in the meeting Thursday night, he and his wife, and he kept tugging at me. He says, Doc, you said something up there. He said, I just sold my practice last September. And when you talked about the tax thing and having $1 million nest egg, he said, by the time I paid the taxes on what I sold it for, I'm right there at that $500,000. He said, I'm in. I mean, it was real. I mean, he was, you know, he kept tugging at me all meeting. He was over talking and everything that's this etiquette like. He just couldn't help
But he was
himself.
excited. He was excited.
He said, you a real doctor? I said, no, I just play one on TV. Give up, give in, give it all you got. You know, this caption reads, he said, I don't care what anybody says, I still have a headache. So, why wait? If you're waiting for a sign from the universe, this is it. Now, go big. Right? So, you know, everybody knows who that is. That's the Colbert guy. You know, and Colbert.
Colbert.
All right, okay, I stand corrected. It's like Bourne, right? Jason Bourne, right?
Cornet.
So, we're getting to almost to the video, but this is what we know from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Why are so many people working after age 65? All right. The average W-2 wage earner will top out at about 40,000. All right. So, for our example, we're going to use that. That's an average here. So we know where the blue vest is, you know, and so I don't have to advertise the front of their vest because you know what's on the front, right? But if your earnings over that 40 years that Steve says that you're going to work, you know, that's $40,000 a year times 40 years. That means you've actually been a functional millionaire. You've made over $1 million. Remember, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep, invest, and enjoy. So, even Time Magazine did a big blurb on the 401k and why it's time to retire the 401k, because it's really not performing, but it's been perpetrated on corporate America employees because the companies don't want to pay a pension till you die. See, a pension till you die is not going to go up and down like Wall Street will. You know, see, 401ks, if you retire in a bull market, you may be okay, but the person who retires next week out of your same office, if it's now a bear market, who's better off? See, so it's all about, you know, how much money you can keep, and it's the timing on when you walk away. So this is going to be the video that I'm going to share with you, and it's 7 minutes long and 7 minutes short, right? Depends on your perspective, right? So.